me and A. Martinez get in this fight, and he breaks us up. He says, get back up on that fence where you belong. And you, to A. Martinez. And I said, well, excuse me, Mr. Wayne. I'm the head kid, and I don't think you should tell me to get on the fence where I belong. And I mean, you could hear a pin drop.
Well, let's talk about the Cowboys.
Okay.
Okay. How did you get cast for the Cowboys?
Well, my brother David told me about the show, and I said, I don't want to go in there. I'm scared. And he said, well, you got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
How old were you then?
17. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, I got everything to gain and nothing to lose. So I went in there, and the scene that they had me read was the scene where John Wayne has come by the schoolhouse to observe the kids and see if he can hire them to be his cattle ranchers. And the scene was about a kid who's scared to be in front of Mr. Will Anderson. And I nailed it because I was freaked out.
Now, in the reading, Duke wasn't there for the reading, right?
No, he wasn't. It was Mark Rydell.
Well, tell me about when you first met him.
Well, we'd been on location for about 3 days, and Mark Rydell comes into the schoolroom where we're all studying when we're not acting. And he says, boys, it's time for you to meet the Duke. And I'd been living with my brother David, who was a notorious hippie at the time. So my point of view of Mr. John Wayne was a little bit skewed at the moment. So I thought, okay, all right, we're going to meet the Duke, So we're all lined up to meet him, and I'm the last kid in line. And the closer we got to him, the taller he got. Until finally we're standing right in front of this guy that's 6'5", 225 or whatever, and I couldn't even find my voice. So that was the first time I met him.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was he like with all you kids on set?
Well, he came out of there's one scene where he comes out of his ranch house, and he's got one pant leg tucked in a boot, and the other one isn't. Well, the next take, we all had one pant leg tucked in the boot, and another one wasn't. And he looked at that and he said, no. Because we're trying to emulate him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Now, most of those kids, everybody was really credible and believable in that.
Well, half of them were real cowboys, and the other half of us were actors. Mm-hmm. And we trained the non-riders for 2.5 months, wow, every day at the Equestrian Center. And I tell you what, by the time we shot that movie, we could sit a horse. Mm-hmm. And it shows.
It does. It works, and there's the camaraderie that you all had. Are you still in touch with any of the
A couple of them, yeah. I ran into A. Martinez the other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had a big fight with him in the film, didn't you? Yeah,
which reminds me of the story where I decided that I should suggest to Mr. Wayne how to do a scene.
I'll bet he loved hearing that, didn't he?
Well, we're all sitting on the fence, and there's this scene with the bucking horse. And, me and A. Martinez get in this fight, and he breaks us up. He says, get back up on that fence where you belong. And you, to A. Martinez. And I said, well, excuse me, Mr. Wayne. I'm the head kid, and I don't think you should tell me to get on the fence where I belong. And I mean, you could hear a pin drop. And 125 people on that set just were like, E.F. Hutton. Anyhow, he straightened me out. And I got back up on the fence where I belong.
What was his relationship like with you then, knowing that he had worked with your father a couple of times and the classic stagecoach?
There was another moment on the film where I was the oldest kid, so I didn't have to go to school as much as the other kids. And we were told to always practice our roping whenever we're not in school. So I'm practicing my roping in front of the ranch house, and it's like a semicircle of buildings and corrals and stuff. And in between the ranch house and the place where he parked his wagons was like a carport. And that's where I was practicing. And I heard this horse coming at a gallop. I mean, a dead gallop. And I turned around and looked, and it's Duke, and he's on his horse Dollar. And he's got him pulled all the way around the wrong way. And that horse is still going for that one opening. And I thought, well, because all the Wranglers were out on the range with Duke and everybody else, they were shooting insert car shots. So I waved my arms and whistled, and the horse turned up, and then the Wranglers caught up to him and helped him, off the horse, and I guess he was a little startled. And anyhow, later that day, I was practicing the roping, and I felt this presence, and I looking at Tim, and I went, oh shit, He says, the roping looks good. I go, oh, thanks, Mr. Wayne. He goes, we're having a nice day, aren't we? I said, yes, sir, it's a very nice day. He goes, well, carry on, lad.
That's great.
So that was his way of saying thanks.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mark Rydell, who directed that, didn't do many Westerns, but he, I think, in some of the hour-long black and white Gunsmokes, he was learning his craft. You can watch those and see how innovative he was, saying, I'm going to show off, I'm going to do this. And those episodes that he made were really terrific. And how was he as a director on Cowboys? I mean, it really had everything going for it. I mean, the action is good, the characters are strong, it's beautifully shot. Was that like in Pagosa Springs?
We were in Pagosa Springs for, I don't know, maybe a month, month and a half.
That's beautiful there.
And we were in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and then we finished the film at Warner Brothers in Burbank. Did all the night exteriors were actually interiors in these big sound stages. Yeah.
And Slim Pickens was in that too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So what do you remember about Slim?
Well, Slim, he came in and did his stuff and left. We never got to meet him.
Oh.
Yeah. I would have liked to have met him.
Yeah. Well, he started as a rodeo clown, so he knew how to ride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks good on a horse when he's riding in the movie. He sits real good on a horse.
Yeah. I think some of the bad guys in Bruce Dern's group, wasn't Dick Farnsworth one of those guys?
Yeah. I killed Dick Farnsworth in the Cowboys.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Everybody got a chance to kill Dick before he got his Oscar nomination, I think. And
exactly.
It changed his life,
Yeah, it really did.
What a good guy.
Yeah, I was in Santa Fe on a Western called Justice.
Does it look good?
It looks great. Yeah. Our bad guy is Stephen Lang.
Oh, he's good.
So
yeah,
it's looking good.
And what's the story of that?
Marshall comes to town to try to find his brother, the preacher, and finds out his brother's been murdered. And so he is there to find out who killed him.
Great. Retribution.
Exactly.
What is your part?
I'm the father of the love interest.
Okay. How's it feel to have grown up and now you're the father of the love interest?
Well, I had a full beard going, so it looked pretty good.
Lizzie McGuire. Lizzie McGuire was the Disney series, and you played the father.
Yeah.
You were Mr. McGuire.
Yeah, I was.
For 65 episodes.
Yeah, I know.
That's a nice run.
It was a very nice run.
Where was that shot?
That was shot at Renmar Studios on Cahuenga. And,
convenient.
Very convenient.
Yeah.
Except at the time I was living in Santa Ynez.
That's a story so many people here know,
Yeah. So I'd get up at 5 in the morning and just haul butt down there, and I'd get there by 6:45.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rob Word, and I'm so glad you joined us today to watch this episode of A Word on Westerns. We have over 250 episodes up, and we've made them for people like you and for me who love Westerns. We're the only regularly scheduled talk show devoted to Westerns. And I want you to watch, comment, and share these episodes if you like them. All you have to do is go to this page right here, click on that, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.